Now, it is fantastic, and I'm very, very happy that you found such a great new keynote speaker, my very good friend and soulmate, Mayor Michael Bloomberg. Even though I have to admit, I have hurty feelings, very hurty feelings, that Arnold could be so easily replaceable. I mean, come on. That hurt my ego. I have to admit that. No, I'm just joking. I love Michael Bloomberg. He is like your dynamic leader, David Cameron. The mayor always puts people first. He knows, like David Cameron and I know, that we are public servants, not party servants, and that our job is to recognize the issues that matter to the people most and then solve them. Issues that we are all working on very hard, if it is California or in New York or the UK. Issues like healthcare, balanced budget, economic development, education reform, public safety, infrastructure, and of course, global warming and protecting our environment. These are not conservative issues. These are not liberal issues. These are issues everyone cares about. These are people's issues. People want quality health care, no matter what party they belong to. People want safe communities, no matter what party they belong to. And they want a healthy environment, no matter what party they belong to. Think about global warming, which your party has done such great work on. And I want to congratulate you on all the work that you've done on that. Fantastic. You are changing the dynamic, and we are here in California changing the dynamic. Last year, after I signed our landmark climate change bill, everyone was inspired by California's leadership on this vital issue. And of course, we were inspired by the great work that you have done. Now, Mayor Bloomberg did the same thing in April by proposing his green plan for New York City, the most ambitious environmental blueprint for a city in history. And by being a strong and forceful voice on climate change, David Cameron has revived your Conservative Party's green heritage and helped strengthen Britain's resolve and set an example on this issue. And you have been a great example to the rest of the world. That is the kind of leadership that people want. That is the kind of leadership that people are hungry for. They want action and results, not ideology and stalemate. They prefer progress with messy compromise over defeat with pristine principles. Now, the pessimist sees difficulty in every opportunity, Winston Churchill once said. But the optimist sees opportunity in every difficulty. And I agree with that 100%. And I know David Cameron and Michael Bloomberg do too. So I want to end this by saying thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to talk to you via satellite and to be part of this great conference. And I hope to be there in person next time. And then now let me just go and introduce my very good friend and one of the greatest mayors that we've ever had, Michael Bloomberg.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Whoever would have thought that I would be Arnold Schwarzenegger's soulmate? Governor, thank you for those kind words, and I know you really would have liked to have been here. You should know, for those of you that don't follow American government and American politics, that Arnold really has become a role model of what governors can, should, and thank God are becoming in our country. Real leaders who are addressing problems that the federal government all too often is afraid to do. And Schwarzenegger has had an impact, you should know, far beyond California. He really is setting the agenda for not only other governors and for mayors, but for the federal government. In any case, thank you very much for having me, and good afternoon. When Arnold did have to cancel his plans, David Cameron wanted to find right away another ruggedly handsome, charismatic, international star. So I was obviously the next call. Let me start by thanking you for welcoming me here to Blackpool and this extraordinary hall. I went out last night and got a chance to see a little bit of the local culture, although I will say I was smart enough to go to bed at 10 o'clock, but my staff was not. And they are a little bit bleary-eyed this morning, but they tell me they had a wonderful time. When I told my two daughters, both of whom do hold British passports, that I was coming here to speak, they said, "Don't try to be witty or clever, Daddy. Just be yourself." Daughters always know how to phrase things. But in preparing for this speech, my biggest dilemma was not what to say, but what to wear. And as you can see, I went with a conservative blue suit, appropriately enough, and I decided to leave my pink suit home just in case I'm ever invited to number 10. In my remarks today, I will try to follow the advice of another Prime Minister, Winston Churchill. You didn't think an American was coming here without mentioning and quoting Churchill, did you? He said, quote, "The mind cannot absorb more than the seat can endure." So in the interest of brevity, let me immediately weigh in on the most controversial issue on the world stage today. I, too, am very disappointed that the Chelsea Football Club fired its manager. Over the years, I've actually spent a lot of time in the UK. I own a home in London, and my company has offices there. And so it really is a special honor to be invited here and to be the product of the special relationship that exists between the U.S. and the U.K., where we share so much in common. We do share a language. Forgive us for mangling it. We share a history. Forgive us for 1776, and we'll forgive you for 1812. We share a heritage. Actually, it is impossible to imagine America, and especially New York, without the English, the Welsh, the Scotch, and the Irish. And we also seriously serve a commitment to liberty, democracy, and human rights. And, of course, we share Posh and Becks, but that's another issue. Now, I am not an expert by any means on running a country. I have my hands full in running a city. But I think it's fair to say that New York, like London, isn't just any city. With 8.2 million people in New York, we're about twice the size of Ireland and equal to the size of Scotland and Wales combined. And the challenges that we face in New York are much the same that you face in the UK. Just on